So good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie, and I want to welcome everyone on Monday night's team call. So we've got some new people, so I wanted to welcome Lindy and Gillian from Canberra. So I hope it's warming up down there.
No.
So what we normally do is we kick off the evening with our good news for the last 7 days. So I would love you to start off, Lindy, sharing your good news for the week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Shelley. I have disabled children, so on one of my carers is, whilst living here in Australia, is from the Philippines, and he had some relatives come and visit me, so then she decided to sign on as a distributor, which is lovely, and she's since returned to the Philippines. And his mother-in-law also is very active, very fit and very busy, so she's just signed on, so I'm waiting for the paperwork to come through for that. So very happy.
Right, so that's Centre of Influence, obviously, and
Yes.
And because we're in over 90 countries worldwide, it's and Australia's very multicultural. It's easy just for it to expand internationally.
Absolutely. Well, his mother-in-law comes out tomorrow, so then because her English is limited, they're going to introduce me to the Filipino community here, and then hopefully we'll just go from there.
Yep.
We're very pleased.
Well, we can't wait to hear the updates over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be great. So thank you for being part of the call and for sharing your good news.
You're welcome.
Coral, come and share your good news. You've got to unmute yourself, my darling. Can you unmute yourself, Coral? Just, you unmuted. It's still muted. Just the bottom left. So there should be a little microphone in the bottom left-hand corner. You should be able to.
I lost the screen then.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I had a glazier come and put a splashback in, a young chap, and that one just started planting some seeds and asking him where's his job at, and how does he find, what is he looking for. He wants to buy a house, so I planted the seeds on and sent some information, and he's going to have a look at that.
Oh.
His goal is to get some a house and start from there. I planted some flyers, and I did some today. Out of 284, I got one response today for a business flyer.
Oh, that's pretty good strike rate. You know, I think if you've got a proven flyer, for every 500 you should get between 1 and 4 calls, and that doesn't mean in the very first 500. So you might have to do so many lots of 500 to get that momentum going to start getting that strike rate. But generally, a proven flyer, something's proven to get results, you should get between 1 and 4 responses for every 500 that you do. So yes, it is hard work. It's good for shy people if you want to get some exercise or just get out there. And something I used to do with my clients too is that I'd ask every single one of my customers to do 1 or 2 streets in their area, and then I'd put them in a draw and they could win a bottle or something like that, or I'd give them a little bit of it, $5 off or something like that. So if you give your clients incentives, they're more than willing to help you. And guess what? You're training them. They know how to do flyers. So that's a really good thing to do. So thank you, Carol, for sharing. Can't wait to hear some of the updates next week.
Okay.
Rosemary, thank you so much for doing the call last week and sharing your experience with how to run your weight loss challenges. Absolutely loved it. Got great feedback. So we'd love to hear your good news for the week.
Excellent. Well, thank you as well, because we did that last week. Insurance-wise, I've also looked into the one that you suggested, and I've gone with that one as well. So that was great. I appreciate that. Mainly the ones, several today, but one of my ladies' second line, her upline is originally from India, and this lady is originally from Hong Kong, and she has been under this chap for quite a while. I try to keep in touch with a lot of my people, even though, they're whatever, second line or whatever, but she phoned me herself, and then she had a couple of things that she questioned about, products, and I talked her through it all, and then I went and saw her yesterday. She runs a convenience store, and she's 66, lives on her own, has no family, and all the people that come into her shop are her family. So it was lovely. I put her on the Tanita scale, did that for her, and then suggested to her, about making sure she takes the Formula One every day without fail, just for general wellness. And I gave her a taste of the Select One, Formula One. I let her have a taste of that as well, so she might end up getting that as well. And then went through all the products that she should be on, and she has quite a few of them. The Lifeline, she was sort of talking about issues with, she really hasn't got a heart issue, but I think living on her own and working on, So I said, make sure you take your Lifeline and all the others, and I'll talk to her in a couple of weeks' time as well, follow her up. So the dearest lady, we're like friends as well. So that, and I've had several other customers that have called and wanting products and stuff. So, and I have my weight loss challenge tomorrow night, which will be week 9, and then the following week it'll be the end of it. And then they also help me, as you say, with all the flyers. I always ask for help along the way. So I was just so delighted to be able to help Maria, yesterday, and all the people that we help along the way as well. So that's my good news.
Thank you, Rosemary. That's lovely. I love your passion and how much you really care, and it really shows through. So even after 25 years plus, still got the same passion and same care. How amazing is that?
Never get tired of it.
Yep.
No.
So let's just flick through. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Okay. Hi, Jen. How are you?
Thank you. I was a bit late. I've had problems getting onto the site.
That's okay. I did think you would be. I was just wanted to flick through. So we've got a couple of new people on the call tonight under Irene and Con Hofstetter, Lindy and Gillian from Canberra.
Welcome.
So I know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hi, Jen. I know you.
I've worked with Con and Irene for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
So tonight's call's really special.
I sat next to you at the STS is doing many.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a small world, right? We're like one big family.
Absolutely.
So I'll just finish off with my good news for the week, and then we'll get Marcel up to share her amazing experience and how to qualify for the vacation. So yes, I did go to Yeppoon on the weekend, so it's like a 6-hour drive from Gympie. Beautiful area, really loved it, and I helped Tamara with her business launch, and I think it was really just getting to know her and her family and her husband, meet him because he hadn't met us before, so he knew kind of who we were, and that we're genuine, and really wanted to I do want to help her and do the best for her. So but she'd done some flyers to promote the event. So this lovely lady, Juanita, came over across the road, and a Thailand lady, so from Thailand, and really lovely, did her body scan and had a bit of a chat. She tried some samples and she got started on a trial pack, and it was great just to sit there and do that with Juanita, and then help Tamara follow her up over the next week or so. I think, and the other thing that I did is wherever we stopped, I just did flyers. So I left them on counters, or asked if there was a lunchroom, or could I, just wherever I could put them, I did. So all the little towns along the way back. So it should be interesting to see, just with that seed planting, whether I get some calls and results. I generally do, and of course, when you think that, guess what it does? It attracts it. So, and also one of my new clients who's got really good results. So I teach a nutrition class at a rehab centre once a week on Wednesday mornings. So it's called the Hader Clinic, and there's usually 20 or 30 people that I teach about nutrition, and it was really great. One of the guys called me about 12 months later. His name's Shane. He lives in Brisbane, so he started on some products. He's lost 3 kilos in the last 2 weeks, and he's just loving it and everything. So, but he's probably a bit heavy-handed with them. So I've just VIP'd him because he's loving it, and I know that he'll continue. Sometimes I'll wait until a couple of months to VIP them, and yeah, so, and of course I know he's going to get his ticket to the SPS, so I'll be able to take him along to a local event and meet him there, and give him some extra training. And you never know, he just might be interested in the business. He's an electrician. So that's my good news. I'm sure there's much, much more that we can all share, but let's get on with this amazing training. So Marcel's just such a great trainer and such an inspiration. I know you probably feel, where are you, Marcel? I'm trying to find where you are. There you are.
I'm here.
So, you know, such a great trainer, so enthusiastic and genuine and down to earth. You're in a country town, you know, you're a mum of 3, is this correct?
Yeah, mum of 3, yeah.
3 girls?
Yes, 3 girls.
Yeah. And, you know, I just love that, you know, you just get on with the job and you know, you're helping people in your community. It's spreading out everywhere. And I know that you're able to qualify for the Herbalife vacation to Bali. So let's just go on with the slides and have you share your story and some of the experience of how you did the 90-day plan, engage hits. I love all the things that you do, and I think everyone can learn from your experience. So if you're wanting to qualify for Vietnam, you need to listen to this amazing woman. So do you want me to click through to the next slide?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks, Shelley. So for those of you who don't know me, a little bit about myself. I'm Marcel from a small country town in Queensland, Gundawindi. Both my husband, Nev, and I were introduced to Herbalife about 4 years ago by my mentor and best mate, Lyd. We actually wanted to lose a combined total of over 30 kgs and maintain this now for close to 3 years and feeling absolutely amazing. Now, I originally jumped on the Ultimate program, not thinking I needed to lose weight. It was more because I had absolutely no energy. Probably wasn't the best role model for my 3 girls. We were getting takeout 2 to 3 times a week. So I fell in love with the products. Within the first couple of weeks, I realised I'm going to be on these products for the rest of my life. The energy shift I felt was absolutely amazing and feel better now in my 40s than I did in my 20s. Also, I've added the Herbalife 24 range into my program as well. So I'm hitting the gym quite frequently now. So yeah, feeling the energy levels are feeling really good. Now, how I fell into the business pretty much. So being a product lover, I was looking to earn an extra $100 a week. So I had to talk to Lyd and asked her how I was going to go about doing this. So I worked closely with her and attending my very first spectacular in Adelaide, pretty much just plugging myself into the system. I reached supervisor within the first 3 months. Now, at that stage, I was probably earning around $600 extra every month, I was doing it very part-time around my position as a pharmacy assistant. So fast forward 4 years, I'm now earning between $2,000 to $3,500 a month, just still part-time in the business. I'm still working at the pharmacy. Yeah, just with helping my friends, family, and just people in our local community with weight loss and the healthy nutrition. I've actually been able to reduce my hours at the pharmacy, which is fantastic because now I can spend more time with my girls. And also, what I probably love most about Herbalife is how they reward you just by helping others. So Herbalife flew Nev and I to Sydney early last year to a Money Can't Buy experience. We went backstage to meet and also watch the Western Sydney Wanderers game, stayed at the beautiful Novotel Resort. So we had a whole weekend in Sydney, which was amazing. And also October last year, I was rewarded a fully paid vacation to Bali. Now, I was actually lucky enough to bring my mum and sister with me on the vacation, where we stayed at a 5-star resort in Nusa Dua, and everything was absolutely laid on. It was fantastic. So now I'm just pretty much going to share with you guys how I qualified for that vacation. So this first slide. So as I said earlier, Lyd took me to an Adelaide Spectacular. That's pretty much where I saw the big picture, and I decided I'm going to be on that vacation to Bali. So came home and started my 90-day plan. So I was just going to run these 90-day plans to qualify for this vacation. So one of my DMOs was shake parties. So I worked on doing 1 or 2 shake parties every month. Myself and my little sidekick Jess there, my youngest daughter, we just travelled to remote, well not remote, but just small towns around Gundy, like between 200 to 500 kilometre, round trips. We went to St George, we went to Inverell, we went to Moree, we went to Toowoomba a couple of times. Also done a couple of shake parties in Goondiwindi as well. And I just have them very casual. We'd only go for an hour and a half. Make 3 shakes, we're tasting the aloe and tasting your herbal tea. Just had it very casual. We'd have a bit of music playing. Yeah, so that was one of my DMOs, was shake parties. Now, if I get you to go to the next slide. Thanks, Shelley. Yeah, so another one, markets and attending training. So with that 90-day plan, I went to a Brisbane STS. In one of the pictures there, I took my supervisor Tash with me, and also just to attend our local markets. So we would set up stalls in our local markets. I think every 3rd Sunday we'd have markets, and also we'd travel to Moree a couple of times as well. So it's a 200-kilometre round trip. That photo there, Tash took her little baby with me. I was like 2 degrees. It was absolutely freezing, and we could not warm up at all. But yeah, so attending the markets, and also, as I said, more training. So I'd try and work on that 90-day plan, getting to an Brisbane SDS, or just a local training. And I said, my local trainings, like the Brisbane is, for 400 kilometres, an 800-kilometre round trip. So I, doing that, once in that 90-day plan really helped build my business. If you just want to go to the next one. Thanks, Shelley. Okay, so now 3-day trial packs. Now, these trial packs is pretty much what qualified me to the vacation. Like, I run my business around 3-day trial packs. With the little trial pack canister there, I'd run competitions all the time. So I was actually dropping the canisters into our local schools just to have them in the staff rooms. I was putting them in our local shops, at the post office. I contacted our local council to see whether they could have them in their staff room as well. So what I'd do is leave them there for 7 days. I'd actually go and collect it. We'd pick the winner, and then also contact everyone who entered and just say to them, listen, would you like to purchase a 12 pack for $25? You can, try our awesome nutrition program, and more than likely they will. And also, I'm big with Facebook. So I do a lot of my advertising on Facebook. Now, the picture on the right here is where I actually advertised on Facebook, just on our Gundy Sell, Swap and Buy. So I actually done up a collage of just all the local ladies before and after photos, and asked to like and share that post and comment to actually go into the competition. I actually got 54 private messages from that one post, and actually had 16 people that went on to purchase the 3-day trial packs just from that one post. And 14 out of those 16 people actually went on to buy programs. So that, of course, was another really good thing with the qualification period. Also, I held a product information night. So I had Jan and Albert travel all the way to Goondiwindi, and we held a product info night. Just posted on Facebook. We had about 8 ladies come. We just tasted the products and protein bars, and then at the end of the night, just for people who are interested in the business, we just hosted a little training. We just had the PowerPoint up on my TV there, just for the people who wanted to stay on for that. So another one, if you can go to the next slide for me, Shelley. If any questions, guys, feel free to pull me up here. Okay. So now my goal was to actually reach 5,000 personal volume every month. Now, I was lucky enough to do that in the 12-month period. I think there was a few months there when I was 400 to 500 volume off that. But that was my goal. My goal was that 5,000 volume points. And I'd make sure keeping track of that. Lyd had shown me how to do my gauge. So I was writing in my gauge, my volume, who's ordering, and what I'm doing for that month. And yeah, as I said, like a few posts on Facebook there, I reached the top volume producers for quite a few months in a running there, just with the trial packs and the shake parties. And if you want to go to the next one for me, Shelley. Now, really important for this qualification period is keeping track of your volume. So when the first month in the qualification period, I actually printed out the barley flyer and had it up on my fridge just so it's a visual for me, so I'm seeing it every single day. Now, I was always logging on to the Herbalife site and actually tracking my volume, and also taking into account those bonus months as well to make sure I'm going extra hard when it's the double volume month, because those extra volumes is qualification for the vacation. And yeah, I was lucky enough to, I think I reached 77,000 volume points for the qualification period. I was only 3,000 volume off bringing my husband Nev with me. But anyway, someone's got to stay home and look after the kids. So if you want to go to that last slide, Shelley. Yeah, so that's us in Bali. So I actually took my mum and my sister with me. Like, my sister and I didn't even have passports, so we had to get all that organised, and you know, all flights paid for. Like, it was fully laid on. It was the best holiday. Full buffet breakfast every morning. Like, we had a car waiting for us when we landed. 5-star resort in Nusa Dua. Awesome cocktail parties. We'd come home, there'd be gifts on my bed, and yeah, it was just a holiday I'll never ever forget. So that's pretty much it, Shelley. Very quick, but that's how I qualified for the vacation.
Cool. So I picked up some things. Thank you, Marcel. Very inspirational, because, you know, you're just doing it, which I love, but you're doing lots of different things. So one, you're prepared to travel, because
Yes.
being in a country area, you have to sometimes be prepared to travel to go to people to help and expand. So yeah, if you're in a city area, that's fine. You can go to different suburbs and things like that as well. You're doing the markets, and obviously abiding by all the rules and regulations for doing markets. Expos are a little bit different again, but all those sort of things, just letting people know, you know, who you are, that you're the local person to come to. Shake parties, great way of sampling. Using Facebook, and obviously we have guidelines, but before and after photos, as long as we've got the, you know, individual results, may vary, results not typical, in 10 font on our before and afters, we can share them, and as long as they're allowed in those Facebook groups. So make sure you always ask admin for permission, so that you're, you know, in good stead with them. You don't want to get banned from groups. And product info night, I like that, using your upline to help you as well, and inviting people, tracking and having a goal. So that's what I got out of your training, which is fantastic. But I'm just going to flick through and see if anyone's got any questions. Have a quick look. So did anyone have any questions that they wanted to ask? Looking through. So I just, are you able to speak, Lydia? I just wanted to ask you a question. How do you feel? How does it, you being Marcel's sponsor, how does it feel knowing that she qualified for that? Like, how did that make you feel?
Hey, Shelley. Yeah, obviously pretty darn good. Marcel's been a perfect student the whole way through. She just, yeah, I think obviously, you know, 40 years of friendship definitely helped. The trust and rapport was there. So whatever I said, she done and trusted me on that. And she just, yeah, kept the foot to the metal. You know, travelling out to those country areas is definitely a big thing, you know, and to have that support of her family and backing her at 110%, that's definitely something that helped Marcel as well. The kids were behind her. They'd seen her vision. At that particular time, Marcel had the girls having their own vision boards. She brought the whole family into seeing her vision, and just to get the kids underway, which I think is a great thing to do as well, having their own vision board and putting out there, you know, to the universe what they'd like to get back. So that definitely helped her. And like you're seeing Jess in that photo, Jess travelled, you know, that 400-kilometre round trip to St George. You know, and just finding those key people in her organisation at that particular time who had sort of seen a glimpse, I guess you could say, of her vision, and getting to support her in that. So, you know, driving to St George, Inverell was another 500-kilometre round trip from Goondiwindi, and she went down there again with one of her daughters, with their support, and Nifty at home looking after the other two and carting them to and from sports where Marcel was able to do this. So yeah, it is an amazing accomplishment, and she just, like she said, she done it on trial packs alone. You know, we had the ideas, and that she just went out and done what, you know, these calls produce, obviously, you know, that we've learnt in the past. So, yeah, just knocking on doors and opening many doors, and just, you know, being prepared, I guess, also for that answer no. Walking up to a business, can I put this out the back in our staff room, you know, never feared in case you got the answer no problem, move on to the next, you know, council workers, or move on to the hospital, you know, staff meeting area sort of thing. So yeah, just she had a plan, she had a vision, she had a 90-day plan, and that's what she learnt when we came out of Adelaide. And I think in there she missed that we attended a few SCSs in Brisbane just before Adelaide Spectacular, and Adelaide Spectacular obviously backed it up. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely feeling amazing. Yeah, to think that she went, they couldn't take me. That was the only downfall. Well, you couldn't take the husband.
We looked into that.
I wasn't allowed to speak on enough line. But never mind. We'll get there one day with it.
You don't live near each other, so what's the so even though you've sponsored, so you don't live near her, so what's the distance away from each other?
Yeah,
About
so
600 kilometres.
so we're just on 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 hours away. So, at all, you know, obviously at different times I've been down there, you know, the first month or two in business. So, you know, just done what we done, you know, what we wished the outlines may have done for us. So, you know, staff had never held a shake party before. And I had experience with that, because that's how I got to Rising Staff just before staff was getting right into the groove of this. So yeah, went down there and held her first shake party. You know, everything's learned from that first shake party. It's the products that you're selling. It's the message you're putting across at the shake parties. And Marcel knew, you know, she knew exactly what to do. So just going down there and spending 2 days with Marcel, setting it up, doing a shake party on a Sunday, as she said, it was a relaxed environment, because I had done shake parties in the past, and my first shake party started off with, you know, cord heels, black slacks, black shirts, you know, looking all professional. And we get nowhere. So I said to Marcel, let the kids run wild, put the music on, barefoot, you know, just bring these people in, don't give them a seat, you know, stand around the table to mingle it and get the, you know, we had people in that particular shake party the first time round that were getting great results. So, you know, we'd hit them up to share their story with the new people. And like she said, it was just a relaxed environment. Everyone's just tasting shakes and tasting beverages and, you know, just having a good old yarn sort of thing, and just being out there in the community. So yeah, obviously the shake parties do work. And I mean, a shake party gives you an opening door to old clients, new clients, somebody that's looking at the product or has heard about the product. So yeah, they're never a fail. And that's what I said to staff. If you've got 1 or 2 people at a shake party, you know, they will get on the program, because sometimes, you know, it's great when there's 15 people there. However, you can't work the crowd when there's 15 people there. You know, sometimes it's better when there's 4, because you actually get that personal rapport with people. And looking at the markets before, all of my success coming from the markets has also been to the ladies on either side of me, you know, holding their card stores or their fruit stores or their plant stores or the Tupperware store. I actually get those guys on the product before I do somebody out of the crowd at the markets, only because you've got that rapport with them and you're talking with them throughout the day, and they're asking a few questions by, you know, after lunch time. And sometimes they're the only 4 people that get on the product by the end of the day. But, you know, that's once again, you've got that one-on-one with them a little bit more. So yeah, a shake party's never a failure. If it turns out to be a failure, well, it was just happy hour for a few clients.
Well, that's it, Lyd. Like, you know, and Shelley, also, like, when I travelled to St George, when I was telling Lyd about, like, we done our 500-kilometre round trip, Jess and I, on a Sunday. And I had one person that actually turned up. But, you know, you can't be deflated by that. Like, she actually went on. She's still a product lover. That one person, she bought a program, and yeah, she's bought a program every single month for the last 3 years. So, you know, in the end, it was worthwhile. It also, in Varel, it was even further away. I had 2 ladies turn up, and they were actually already on the product, so I didn't sell a program, but it was just getting it out there. Like, people knew that I actually drove to Inverell, so they, oh yeah, no, she was here. Like, it's not just someone posting on their Inverell site. Like, I'm willing to travel, so I was in Inverell, and people that could actually see that. Even though I didn't get the people at the shake party, you know, you just can't let that get you down, because there will be times like that where you're going to host something, and yeah, you might only have one person that turns up.
Yep. I think sometimes the way I look at that is you might go somewhere and you think nothing's happened, but just by the fact that you've sent it out to the universe that I'm prepared to travel, I'm serious about this, look what I'm willing to do. It's like, great, they're serious, they're going to get something will come from somewhere else. So be prepared to give something a shot. And I'm not saying, travel to Perth from Queensland and back again or something like that, but just thinking of those things that you can do in your area. So yes, and I think shake parties or anything like that where you can give samples always work. People love to try it, and sharing results as well. Just keep sharing your own results and other people's results, because I know where results go and information goes, product always flows. I was always taught that, and it rings true every single time. So what I've done is I just downloaded the qualifications for Vietnam. So I just want to bring them up. So I'm going to stop share on this and try and swap it over. Let's see how good I am with technology. So give me 2 seconds. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. Why is it not going to let me do that? Right, you'll get to hear me talk to myself. That's always good. Okay. It's here somewhere. There it is. Okay, so where did you all go to? Why can't I find? Oh, there you are. Right. Okay, got it. Off I go.
Still here.
You know what I'm like. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to go find this share screen under here. Okay, slideshow. Ta-da, does everyone see that?
Yep.
I'm getting good, right? I didn't lose anyone. So that's pretty good. So this is the, so I actually did some screenshots of my camera. That's why it's not perfectly square, but I just want to show. So obviously Vacation 2019 is in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So what an amazing city, plus a beautiful country as well. So you can make a real holiday out of this. You can even spend some extra days. I've always been taught that if you qualify for a Herbalife trip, that if you're going to spend some extra time sightseeing and that, do it before, and or a training, do your sightseeing before, and then go to your training or event, and then go home while that excitement's there, so you can take that back with you, because you've got about 72 hours. So just keep that in mind. So I just wanted to ask you, Jan, because I know you're so good at this, about when something comes up like this, that visualization that you do. I would love for you to share that, because I think it's really relevant.
Okay, yeah. Visualization for this sort of thing is so important. You've got to try and find some other photos of Vietnam where it's going to be. I don't know if they've released the actual location as yet, but as soon as they do, obviously print that off. But also just get on the internet and find a few places in the Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City, so you can sort of have that sort of visualization of where you're going to go in your mind, because it is something very, very exciting, and Herbalife certainly does reward us extremely well. Now with the qualification, it's 70,000 I think for the first lot of qualifications. I can't remember how many months it is, but divide the 70,000 by how many months, and that should tell you how much volume you should do every single month as a gauge, because you need to know what you need to be doing. Exactly like Marcel said, she had the target of 5,000 volume points every single month, because that's what you need to do. Now, obviously, there's other qualifications apart from the 70,000. You've got it up there on the screen now. And there's other things that will help you sort of qualify as well. Like you said, the double volume months. Sometimes if you qualify an Active World Team member, that obviously helps as well. So all these things, and obviously the self-achievement of qualifying for these events and a holiday like that, it really does help you sort of know that you're on the right path of what you're going to be doing in building your business. So, yeah, visualization for these sort of things is major, major importance.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So that's actually, it's 12 months. It's a 12-month qualification. Is this correct?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it is, yeah.
So 70,000 divided by 12, I've got my little calculator, is 5,833.33. So Marcel's goal of, so you had that 5,000 volume point goal, plus you had the bonus of the double volume for August. So this is for supervisors. So this is why you want to, if you're not a supervisor yet, the goal is to become a supervisor so you can qualify for these things. So if August, whatever you did in August, you can double for Herbalife vacation points. So take that off the total and then divide it by the other 11 months of what you should be tracking. And even just put the bar a little bit higher. Would you suggest that, Derm?
Yes, absolutely.
So put the bar higher. I would have something on your, like pictures of Vietnam and everything, and like the qualifications, but also like a thermometer, so that as you're doing your volume, you're colouring in so you can see. There is actually a, I actually clicked on, it was on the Tab Team Facebook group, but the link to go to, so it's on myherbalife.com.au. The vacation tracker is on there, so you can actually utilize all that as well. And obviously it's telling you how much volume you've done and how much you've got to go. So there's obviously these other ones, which was similar to last year. Yes, it's on your personal volume. Yes, you had the double volume month here, which was August. So whatever you did in August as a supervisor, you can double that for your vacation points for August. So write that down. Then you've got an Active World Team bonus. So personally qualify as in 2019 as Active World Team to earn an extra 10,000 vacation points. There's another way of doing it. A member activation program bonus. So earn 2,000 bonus vacation points for every first line member activation program qualifier. So this is someone that's done their 500 volume points 3 months in a row. It's in the first 90 days of the business they've got to start it. So there's a couple, it's a little bit tricky, but that's okay. Just help people qualify for this. So yes, they're getting a blender, but it's also showing that they're doing consistent volume. Oh, okay, and who qualifies as a supervisor during the qualification period. Okay, so there's that little bit of extra one. So they've got to qualify for the member activation program, and then within that 12 months go supervisor. But of course, if someone's done 500 volume points 3 months in a row, they're probably fairly likely to become a supervisor in that 12-month period. Yeah, and then, of course, there's a special presence team qualification as well, which is really cool, which is on royalty override points. And there's also a Star Awards. So let me just go through to that. So the Star Awards and Star Points program is personally qualified as Active World Team in 2019. You earn 1 star point and 10,000 bonus. And then for every non-tab team, so anyone that's not a tab team member, so that's basically Active World Team and under, so every non-tab team active, so it's a big mouthful, 2019 Active World Team member in your 3 levels within Australia or New Zealand, you get a bonus as well. So I'm trying to see what the bonus is. So they're saying you get an extra 10,000 because that doesn't actually say that. Please note, only 1 bonus contributing tab team blocking rule applies. Okay, so if you have a tab team underneath you, be aware that and they've got their team underneath. It's anyone that is non-tab team underneath you as well. So it's a little bit tricky, but that's okay. These are just extra ways of collecting points. So what I would suggest is that you qualify for Active World Team and that you help as many people to do that. You're pretty much guaranteed to get there. So, and just keep working on your personal volume as well. So Marcel, I just wanted to ask you a question. When you're qualifying for the one in Bali, did you print out pictures of Bali, like you did the dream board and everything? Like what extra things did you do to help you really visualize yourself being there?
Yeah, I did, Shelley. I had the pictures on my fridge. So we had I was on Google all the time checking out Bali. And my poor girls, like they were looking at this picture on the fridge, and then when I qualified, I left them at home. Next time.
That's right.
Oh, well, you can qualify for Vietnam and take them with you this time.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is sometimes those things are going to happen when you've got big family and other commitments and things, but you can enroll them in other goals and things too, or reward them in other ways because they got behind you to help you qualify for that. So there are other ways of doing things, isn't there?
That's it, yes.
You could actually do like a Bali party for them at home and make it all tropical and everything. You could do that.
It's a great idea.
So I really want you to think about, I'm just going to go back to the original slide here. So I want you to print this out. This is all available on myherbalife.com.au. And so print them out, put them out. Even if you're not a supervisor yet, I want you to think bigger. You've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain by going for this. And then start thinking about ways how you can visualize and get your belief system up there as well. Because remember, we've got our nutrition taken care of with the Herbalife cellular nutrition. You know, a lot of us are getting more active because of we've got extra energy and things like that. But that mindset part, so working on you harder than you work on anything else, will help you get to your goals quicker, okay? So you need to make sure you're doing personal development every day, that you're writing your goals down and reading them, and be very clear on what it is that you want. So you need to put down that 70,000, and look, even if you put 80,000, put it a little bit higher. If you don't hit that, then you're sure to hit your target, okay? But you have to start somewhere and start with that 90-day plan. So Marcel, I had one more question before we wrap it up. So when you're doing your 90-day plan, obviously you had all your methods in place. I know that you had that really cool Get 20, Keep 20 gauge sheet. Has everyone seen that? The one that's got all the circles around it? You haven't seen it? Okay, so I do have one here in my diary. Let's have a look and see. You might not be able to. Actually,
Yeah,
I might be able to.
Rosemary's sharing it there, Shelley.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Hang on 2 seconds. Thank you, Rosie. So here it is here. I hope everyone can see it. Do you want to hold it up again just a bit closer, Rosemary? So it's got you in the middle, and it's got all these circles around the outside. You've got your name, and you put your month on, and then you track your goals. So basically for every person you get, so I have one for clients that order through me. I've got ones for people that are ordering off My Herbalife, so on BizWorks. And then there's one for supervisors as well. So that's the super. So I actually use 3 just to make it easier. But if you're just starting out, just use one, and you can color code it. And that's a great way of showing what's happening in your business and chasing the business. So Marcel, did you have any tips on how you use that sheet? Are you happy to hold that up, Rosemary? It's like your arm's going to get tired. Marcel, did you have any tips?
When I first started filling it out, I was actually doing it. I pick Wednesday every week, but I started doing it every single day. Like every day, at the end of the day, I was filling my circles in just to keep track of everyone's volume. And then, as I said, on the back of the sheet, if I had 2 shake parties and I ran a 3-day trial pack competition, I'd write that on the back. Or if I had 2 VIPs that turned supervisors, I'd write that all on the back. Just so if you've got an awesome gauge there, you flip it over and you say, oh, that's why I had such great volume that month. That's what I've done. So if you're keeping track of actually what you're doing that month, you're going to see, why you're getting great volume.
Right. So I know you've got a photo of it somewhere. I'll put it up on the group just to show you how it went for the whole month. And what I do is I actually put my actual clients, but I also put people on there that haven't ordered yet. Maybe people I've been talking to, because it's like putting out into the universe again of that, some of these people will get started. And it's funny, some people I haven't even spoken to, and then they call. Well, like, I love when that happens. So, just do everything you possibly can, give it everything. But I hope you're really excited about this vacation, because this call's all about getting your vision expanded and getting excited about these promotions. And don't think about just you qualifying. Think about who could I help qualify for this. And as Lydia's just explained, how satisfying it was for her to have her best friend qualify for it. How proud would you be having a bunch of your team qualify for this as well? So your homework for this week is to print these out, start researching a bit on Vietnam, really visualizing yourself there. If you're not the supervisor, definitely there's a recorded call on all the different ways of going supervisor. So if you need that, let me know. And I just want you to go for it and have a great time. Marcel, I really wanted to thank you very much for your time and your experience. I love hearing your story and how you do everything, and Lydia as well. Thank you so much. Jan, did you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
No, you've covered everything very, very well. But definitely everybody start visualising. If you're not supervisor, visualising being supervisor, and also visualise being on the holiday. It's amazing what you can do. Quite unexpectedly sometimes.
Yes. So just go for it. There's lots of other promotions out at the moment with the new Formula One Select, and a great way to talk to people about a new product and do a new shake party with that recipe. It's delicious. And also to then be able to give your clients and VIPs and team the upgraded price list with that added on. It's a great way of getting back in touch with people. So find lots of ways to do your follow-up and stay in touch and give lots of value, and your business is going to grow. So wanted to thank Lindy and Jillian for being on our call tonight.
Thank you.
Hope you got a lot out of it.
Absolutely.
Cool. So keep in mind, here we are in September. It's the 10th today. What events are coming up, what STSs and other things that you can plug into. And even if you don't live in that city or area that's in, who do you know that you could send along as well. So always remember to do the who do you know, and your business is going to continue to grow. And as we've just heard tonight, there's lots of people getting international business and business all around Australia. And you don't actually have to live in that place to get business. You just have to do great follow-up and really care about people's results. So thank you everyone for sharing tonight. This recording will go out tonight. I'll put the link on and I'll send that out to Lindy and Gillian as well.
Thank you.
No worries. I'm just going to finish recording. Say, where are we?